Check out this video from Legion. Go check him out. New leaks. Camellya 2.0 banner confirmed. I am very much looking forward to her. So let's see what he's got to say about this. Scar, Camellya, and Frovlova, I think, are my most anticipated upcoming characters.
Guys, today we have...
That's if she becomes one of it. She's got to, hasn't she? Dude, she just looks so freaking cool. She has to be at some point. She has to be.
Have a new update on when Camellya could be finally appearing.
That cutscene was...
in Wuthering Waves. In this video, I'm going to be going over the
look at her, man. Look how good she looks.
Found, hinting her release date, and we can also take...
Dude, this cutscene. I loved it.
Take a look at all the previous Camellya leaks and figure out when is she finally going to be releasing to the game. So if you guys want to keep being updated on everything Wuthering Waves, make sure to like and subscribe and put those notifications on.
We had 1080p, yeah.
Has been confirmed, guys. The 1.3 beta is right around the corner. It's supposed to be starting on the 27th.
I was gonna say, I think it was delayed, wasn't it, the beta? From what I heard, but it is happening soon.
So next week is going to be a crazy week, guys. And as always, I'm going to be here to cover it. And also, once we reach 10,000 subs, I'm going to be doing a Battle Pass giveaway to you guys. But alright, let's not waste any time. We have a lot to cover. Now let's go talk about the leaks we have on
Dude,
Camellya.
I love her character design.
A lot of people are hyped about this unit. Amazing character, I agree, she is quite a hype unit. But when is she finally going to be coming in Wuthering Waves? So over the last few months, we've had a lot of leaks on Camellya. Her sound effects got leaked from the game files, which just confirmed she is indeed a playable character.
I'm just so interested to see what her combat animations look like because of like how she can shoot these vines out and all that sort of stuff. Like I think it'll be really interesting to see how that's implemented into the combat as well.
Other stuff about her got leaked as well. So we have more info on her element and her weapon. She is going to be a sword weapon.
I want to see some Doc Ock stuff, I do. That's
user with the Havoc element. So Camellya is definitely playable, that much is confirmed by now. But now the big question is, when is she finally gonna be a playable character into the game? Well, turns out a leaker dropped this info not too long ago.
Man, Changli's titties are insane as well. Wouldn't it be kind of cool if when you climbed walls of Camellya, it was actually kind of like Doc Ock, you know, a little vine arms came out and she climbed up the wall like that. I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be awesome if it did.
So let's take a look at it. 2.0 banner is going to be big. Camellya expected to be appearing. She is using a sword as a weapon. And of course her element is Havoc, which we already knew the weapon and element. But one thing about this info, I gotta say, it says here Camellya will be appearing, but it's not too specific. Do they mean appearing as a banner character, or is she just going to be appearing in the new main story?
True, good point. Potentially both. I think we're going to see a little bit more from her before then, I think. But then again, I don't know, because she's one of those characters that might be a little bit more intertwined into the story as things go. You know, keeps popping up here and there and pushing us in a direction of learning more about what's going on, maybe.
But this could be hype, guys. The fact we are going from 1.4 straight to the 2.0 update means Kuro is cooking something massive for this patch, and Camellya appearing can also mean a higher chance of her becoming a playable character.
Do you reckon 2.0 is going to be PlayStation launch?
Because if any of you guys follow the story in Wuthering Waves right now, the banner characters have a huge part in the newer stories that get released alongside the updates. So if we get more of her,
which obviously makes sense,
in 2.0, let's say she makes an appearance in 2.0, well, it would mean a higher chance of her appearing as a playable character. And if we do get more of her in 2.0, I'm gonna be hyped. But for now, at least Camellya is confirmed.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, that cutscene, it was like, jeez.
With all the leaks we've been getting on her,
full Guna mode,
expected to be a playable character soon. And you guys let me know in the comments if you really are.
I really like her design.
This character. And since we're talking about the 2.0 banners, I also want to go over what the next.
Actually, yeah, quick question to everybody in the comments as well and watching. Who is your most, like, who are, not just is, who are your most hyped characters coming out in the game, or who do you want to see? As I said, for me, it's got to be Scar, Pavlova, and Camellya. I think they are my 3 characters that I'm really, really looking forward to. And a lot of people are looking forward to Geshu Lin, but for me, I'm just like, yeah, you know, it looks cool, but they're my 3 main peeps.
Next few banners should be looking like. We have the 1.3 banners with a new 5-star.
But I think Shorekeeper looks great, but yeah, I'm not massively like, I don't know, I'm just, yeah, it's just not doing it for me.
You know, as now they've been confirmed, Shorekeeper and the new 4-star Yoo-Hoo. These 2 have been confirmed by Wuthering Waves on Twitter. They drop marketed a few weeks ago, but we don't know who will be the other 5-star for this patch, which is speculated to be a rerun banner, either GN or Yinlin.
Well, I'd imagine it's going to be Jian first, isn't it? I would think anyway. It will make sense if that's how they're going to do things. They're going to, I don't know, they might just, you know, throw it in how they feel. But I feel like it'd make sense to go in order. Plus, again, for me, Jian is really useful for people's accounts in doing a lot of daily stuff, overworld stuff. He's CC. He's really simple, you know. He's kind of like the switch off character. You can just do a lot of farming. You don't have to think about anything, even on harder content as well. He's kind of like an autopilot character, which I think is important to have in these games sometimes. You don't need to be locked in focus mode all the time.
I think it's most likely to be a GN rerun banner for the second phase of 1.3, which, thinking about it, it does kind of make sense for GN to release in 1.3.
For the PlayStation users as well.
We are considering the console version of the game. We know
that's the only thing I'm thinking. Is the console version coming that soon, or have we kind of got the wrong end of the stick in regards to when the reruns are happening? If they're happening, of course, these are all still leaks, but I'm hearing multiple different people talking about the reruns. And like I said, with this game, the leakers kind of don't miss for the most part, but maybe they missed the time frame. You know, maybe the reruns are coming a little bit later, or maybe the PlayStation launch is coming a little bit earlier, or maybe Kuro are just doing these reruns without the PlayStation launch in mind, which for me would be a big mistake. I think these reruns would be really, really important to do when the PlayStation version of the game launches, because it makes sense. You've got the old banners who are going to benefit the most from the new banners, the reruns of the banners, new players, and of course, a lot of the PlayStation users are going to be new players as well, aren't they? So it makes sense, really. So maybe we're seeing the PlayStation launch come earlier then?
The console version is expected soon, and we did have leaks saying that it was supposed to come in 1.3. So if that's the case and the PS5 launch is in 1.3, then Jian rerun makes more sense. So this is what the 1.3 banners are looking like so far. And moving over to the 1.4 banners, we have Camellya's old model being remade as a brand new 5-star character. So as you know, this old model,
she definitely looks way better, doesn't she? But that's a cool looking character. Definitely doesn't like vibe with the Camellya we've got in the game now. I definitely prefer her for who she is. In terms of, like, you know, her attitude and her demeanor, it definitely works better. But I like this design, man. I like this design. Be interested to see where they go with this.
Model right here, Chun, is now being used again as a new character for Wuthering Waves. So previously they scrapped that model and decided to do Camellya's current model, and now it seems that they're bringing it back as a new 5-star character, and I'm sure she's gonna have a new design and a new...
So with this being a scrapped version of Camellya then, is this going to be a character that really doesn't have much of a connection with the story, or they're just going to be taking a character that was potentially coming into the story a little bit later? That's their new design now. Maybe that is probably more likely what it is, but you know, there are going to be characters that are coming out that have less impact in the story, of course, than other characters for sure. But yeah, be interested to see where they go with that.
Weapon and also a new name as well. So it's not going to be the same name. But yeah, guys, this could be really hype. She's looking to be like the first 5-star pistol user in Wuthering Waves. And
really? She's got a blade there, though. But then again, though, just this is a read. Obviously, yeah. Okay, that would be cool. The game needs it. The pistol users need some love, that's for sure. But yeah, man, I'm just not a range player, man. I'm just not a range player.
And that's going to be in 1.4. Pretty huge. I'm also a big fan of pistol users, so we will see how our first 5-star pistol user looks like. But that is all the leaks we have for the 1.4 update. if we are getting another new 5-star or a rerun in 1.4, it's all speculation. Although a rerun, if it's in 1.4, it would most likely be Yinlin making her return in this patch. And now,
yeah, it makes sense. One, it's in order, but two, again, Jian, really good for an account for a new player. And another one is Yinlin, great character, brilliant off-field damage, really good sub DPS / support character that is actually that role, rather than, you know, people trying to talk about characters like Chang Li saying, well, she's a sub DPS. Well, I guess you could play like that if you want, but let's face it, she's a main DPS. And she's really useful, really, really useful, actually. Brilliant support. So I think two characters that will make your account quite well-rounded from the get-go if you're starting fresh or if you're starting on the PlayStation launch as well. I wonder as well, considering we've just got Zhangli Yao, if there's going to be a free 5-star giveaway for our new members of the community coming on PlayStation 5 as well.
Let's talk about after 1.4. So as we know, we will be going straight to 2.0 with a high chance of Camellya being a banner, as well as Geshullin also being a banner. So we will see. This is what the banners are looking like right now. If we do get any more details on the banners, I will surely keep you guys updated. But if you ask me which character I'm looking forward to the most, I would say I'm definitely between Geshullin and Camellya, but
Yeah, I agree with Camellya. Dude, I swear, I think I'm like the only person who's not that bothered about Geshullin. I think like his design looks okay, but I think he's just, I don't know if it's just because, I get it, don't get me wrong, dude sounds like a badass from the story, you know, dude, he sounds like a legit badass, but I don't know if it's just, I don't know, yeah, like, I'm not that hyped for him. I guess I might change my mind when I see his kit. Yeah, just, you know, I could happily miss that. Depends on how good he is, though.
I think I'm a bit more hyped for Geshullin. I've been hyped for this character since I saw him.
Maybe I'm just a contrarian, you know?
His design is really cool. I'm always a big fan of cool male type characters.
So, like, for me, I think the coolest male looking character in the game is Calcharo. By far, like, I am a big fan of Jian and I like the way he looks, but I think Calcharo is the best looking male character in the game. And then I think after Calcharo, I think it's Scar, man. I really do.
But Camellya is also one of my favorite characters in the game. I'm a really big fan of her design.
Yeah, I love
her design, and her personality was really good in the story.
Yeah, I agree with that as well, yeah.
So yeah, guys, Camellya definitely one of my most hype and anticipated characters right now. Whether we see Camellya or Geshullin in 2.0, any of them I would be content with. And maybe if they really want to do a hype banner, imagine they do both back to back. That would be kind of insane, but painful at the same time, because having to pull two.
Yeah, I don't think that's the best way to do it, really. If you've got two really hype characters, I don't think obviously it depends on how they're doing things and if they want to do it by the story beat, but they don't necessarily have to with banners. I think running two really hype characters back to back is not the way to go, because you're going to be making, well, I guess there's the argument that it could push light spender to spend a little bit more and free to play players to potentially spend. But I don't know if it'll kind of do the opposite, where people just hoard for the one and be like, well, I'm going to have to just skip that one. Like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. What do you reckon? Do you reckon from a psychological point of view? I guess it could push people to spend more, but I don't think it's the smartest way to go in terms of community sense. Like, I feel like it would piss off a lot of people. It potentially might make them a bit more money, but I feel like it wouldn't be the best thing for the community for them to do that.
Two characters back to back is really stressful.
Yeah.
And also the limited amount of pulls we get, it's going to be really hard not to spend in this patch.
But again, as I said, you know, maybe that's what they want you to do.
And knowing my luck, I'm probably going to lose a 50-50 somewhere. So yeah, hopefully they don't go crazy like that. It would be hype, but right now they aren't doing too bad with the banners. We've been getting a lot of time to save up with the rerun banners. And
I think as well, like with the events in the game, plus the amount of stuff they just give us every time that there's some sort of issue that never seems to affect me, is we do get a lot of asteroids for playing the game as well, don't we? You know, so even if you don't necessarily get enough to win a 50-50 or lose a 50-50 and pull again. For the most time, you really do. And the game just seems to be quite generous in terms of like, I've only had to go to hard pity once with one of the banners. Now, when it comes to the weapons, I feel like I end up going to hard pity pretty much every freaking time. But I don't matter. It doesn't matter so much for that for me because you're guaranteed anyway. So it just sucks because it pulls from the main banner. But yeah, yeah, man.
Having Zheng Liao for free, we don't have to spend on his banner.
True.
Thankfully, because now that can be used on Shorekeeper. But you guys,
giving people a real buffer.
What you guys think in the comments?
Real buffer in between banners, isn't it? To actually start to save up. Really good. It's a good point, actually. That is.
Are you hyped for Camellya? Will you be saving for this character? I know
yes,
Shorekeeper
sir.
is coming
yes,
soon
sir.
and looking like a must pull so far. The 1.3 leaks.
Yeah, I think she is going to be a must pull in terms of like her as a character. Cause I've got a feeling she's going to be really useful. Just looking at like her skills and stuff and what she's going to do. I think she's going to be a must pull. But design-wise, I'm not that bothered. But looking at what she can do, and for me, as somebody who really wants, and I know she's not going to compete with Arena in that sort of sense, but for me, wants a character that plays that sort of like support/sustain role. I think she's going to be a must pull for me.
Coming out next week will help us to determine that.
Because that seems,
that is all for
from the
this video.
stuff I've seen,
is
what she's going to be anyway, doesn't
and
he?
I'll see you all in the next one.
It seems like she's going to be able to do a little bit of everything, like almost like a jack of all trades, master of none potentially. And I think that could be a really powerful character, really, in terms of overall synergy across the board. So yeah, good video. Yeah, man, really looking forward to Camellya, really looking forward to Scar, and I'm really looking forward to Frovlova as well, however you say her name. Not really fussed about Geshu-Lin personally. I think reruns are a really good idea, especially if they're going to coincide with the PlayStation launch. One, for people to start in the game late anyway, who've missed out on, in my opinion, 2 really great characters for your roster. And of course, for the PlayStation users who are coming new into the game, they're going to be able to get access to extra characters to build up their roster a little bit quicker off launch. And yeah, things are looking good for the game, if I'm honest. Hopefully, we have a really good PlayStation launch, brings a new bunch of people into the game. Kuro can make enough money to start reinvesting even more back into the game, and we, as consumers, just get a better overall experience. And again, give me some fucking dungeons, Kuro.